I like to.
Hey guys, we have some stories today on opioids and some Biden stuff. So first up is a story about opioid users or past users and them dealing with opioid use disorder. And there was a study that came out recently that showed a correlation between daily marijuana use and a lower risk of kind of a relapse back into opioids. And that is something that we've kind of seen before. We had talked about this previously with a celebrity, Demi Lovato, meaning that she does partake in marijuana and some alcohol from time to time. She says as long as she does that in moderation, it keeps her away from the heavier stuff that she had a problem with in the past. So this is a study that kind of backs her claims. The team that did the study surveyed over 2,000 subjects. They were all suffering from opioid use disorder. Of them, about 50% said that they did at least smoke marijuana from time to time. But the big claim is in the people in this study of the 2,000 who smoked daily. And in that smaller group, there's a 61% less risk for them to go back into opioids, which is huge, which is really worth keeping an eye on because that could make a big difference for some people. And to be clear, this much lower risk only happened with the people who smoked daily. It wasn't the case with the people who smoked from time to time. That's an interesting thing to think about as well. It almost implies that the routine of it kind of helps them along. Not sure. That's an implication and actually not part of the study. Like all studies in marijuana, this one also claims that they just need more evidence. They need to study it more and more thoroughly because, again, 2,000 subjects is not quite enough. But more and more studies that come out, and this will probably show that the idea of California sober is valid. Two smaller stories to kind of round things out today. A third California city is probably going to decriminalize entheogens, or psychedelics, which most people call them. Arcata, which is far up there in Northern California somewhere. They would be following Santa Cruz and Oakland, who have already decriminalized. So like we said before, there's already a bill that's in the state Senate that's making its way through assemblies. Next week, I believe there's another vote on another committee. But until then, counties are going to kind of take their own steps to make this happen. And finally, a little clarification on what Biden's feeling with the whole Olympics debacle, where our best female runner is no longer able to perform in it because she tested positive for marijuana. When asked about it, he said that the rules are the rules. Everyone knew the rules going into it, which is fair. Yes, she did break the rules, and she was probably aware that she was breaking the rules. She wasn't breaking a law because she got the marijuana in Oregon, where everything is legal. She consumed it legally, but she broke the rules of the Olympics. So I understand where he's coming from there. Then he says, the rules are the rules, so we're not going to change that. But whether or not they should remain the rules, that's worth asking. So he left it vague, but he is saying that there is something there worth considering and worth talking about. And he's getting more and more questions about marijuana legalization especially. And I think that in time he will start to see the huge demand for this to become legal on a federal level. So he won't be able to hide behind vagaries forever. Is vagary a word? He's going to have to take a stance pretty soon, because if he sits down for a longer interview with anybody, they're going to ask him about marijuana, especially because Schumer has a bill that is in the works and will probably be surfacing sometime soon, probably this summer. But when it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson, he doesn't seem to be taking any steps to fix that, which I understand because, yes, the rules are the rules, and she did break those rules, so that's fine. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more stories on marijuana. See you then.
Boom!